Hey guys, so we are live. Don't you love the intro music on that? For me, I'm just like dancing away in the background, ready to get going. So guys, this is the first digital bootcamp. We are back, super excited to be back again. Now, for anybody that missed the last digital bootcamp, we're doing it a little bit different this time. Now, before what we did, it was like a 3-hour training from 11 till 2, but the content was the same every week that was designed for startup businesses to get some extra tips for their business. Now, we managed to do this with over 700 people over the course of a few months when we did it. So this now we've changed the format and we're going to do it slightly different. So we're going to teach you something new every week, which means that you can come back every single week. Now, it's nice and early, so before you go to work, so for those in the UK, obviously between 8 and 9, we're going to test it this time, but if you think there's a better time to do it, then please do let me know in the comments. So guys, if you're watching, then please do drop in the comments, let me know where you're watching from, and if you've got any marketing related questions or anything in regards to marketing automation that you want answered in today's digital bootcamp, then please do drop it in the comments. I can see all of your comments go in, so drop it in there and we'll get it answered. So for those who don't know me, I'm Stefan, Wesley, CEO of Sigma Digital, and this is why I'm jumping on here to try and give you some extra tips to try and honestly give me things as specific as possible, because I want to give you the answers that you can take away and implement into your business straight away, like now. So outside of that, now guys, if you've been watching my lives or any of my stories on Instagram, you will know that I've been telling you that I was doing the 10X conference. So anybody that's not familiar with the 10X conference, it was the 10X Growth Con hosted by Grant Cardone, and there were some incredible speakers that attended. So I paid to go to that. We did that over the weekend. Now, if anybody says it, because somebody will say it, that I look a bit tired, I'm still trying to get back into routine. So this conference was obviously over in Miami, and obviously because it's in Miami, the time difference between them and Dubai is massive. So this conference was like a full day's conference for 3 days, and it didn't start till I think about 7 p.m., 6 or 7 p.m. or something, Dubai time. So by the time it started, then the lunch break, and it normally finished about 2:30 in the morning. And then I wanted to implement some of those actions straight away. So it's probably up to like 4 p.m. all over the weekend. And I'm still kind of getting back into routine. So when you all say I look tired, that is why. So guys, it was absolutely excellent. There were some fantastic speakers. One of my particular favorites outside of Grant Cardone himself was Jesse Itzler. So I wanted to share some of the things that I learned from Jesse on there. So if anybody's following Jesse, then you'll know exactly what I'm on about. And if you're not, then start following him, because he's absolutely brilliant. They had loads and loads of great people, but he was one of my particular favorites. Now, some of the things that he talks about, and I wanted to relate this back to marketing, because some of the stuff he said was absolutely brilliant. And one of the first things he talked about is a story. Now, he was quite privileged to know someone called Matt Damon. One or two of you may have heard of this guy when he was younger. And he was talking about this issue that he had where he was looking for investment for his company. And the company that he was starting at the time was selling coconut water. Now, they started this company, it started to do quite well, and they actually got a meeting in with Coca-Cola, who were going to potentially buy the product from them. Now, he was trying to sell it, and there were always all different marketing kind of ways around it. And he sat down and finally been working for so long to get this meeting with Coca-Cola. And he finally got in there, and it was absolutely brilliant, really exciting. And he was speaking to his friend Matt Damon a few days before, and Matt was like saying, "Oh, that sounds like a really cool idea. Let me know how you get on with it," and things like that. And he just happened to say in the meeting, when he's kind of sat there in front of these big directors at Coca-Cola, so me and my business partner, Matt Damon, and the guy was like, "What? Matt Damon?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's my business partner." And suddenly he was like, "Oh, right, I really need this guy to help me out." So he's called up his friend, Matt Damon, and said, "Matt, I need you to do a massive favor. Now, you told me the other day you've got a coconut tree in the back of your garden, and you actually go there and you get the coconuts down and you cut them open and you eat it. Now, or you drink the juice, drink the milk." So he said, "Matt, can you do me a big favor? Can you go into the back of your garden, climb up the tree, get a coconut, bring it down, smash it, and then get on camera, obviously do this all on camera, and then go up with your daughter and basically get the coconut and put a straw in it and just look at the camera." And I can't remember the director's name for Coca-Cola at the time, but he's like, "Right, guy, there must be a better way. How cool is that? Like, that was so good. So they basically, Matt Damon went full out, like movie production quality, got this video done for Jesse. And then he sent directly the video straight to the director of Coca-Cola, who obviously straight away then bought the product off them, and they bought the brand, which actually they've bought back now, which is quite cool. But what a way to sell your products. And it always draws back to one of the things that we say a lot inside the academy, for anybody that's in the academy or anybody watching from the academy today, is really to focus on selling the problem to the solution. So really highlighting to people that this is the problem they've got, because most people may not know what the problem is. Make sure you highlight the problem to the customer so that you can solve the problem for them. And that was the perfect way to do it. So I wanted to share that story with you because I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to check on here. I'm going to make sure we've got live comments on. So let me know if you're watching. Make sure, hopefully you can all hear me, because that would be really, really embarrassing if you can't. Just going to put it up here. Not quite sure. Oh, there we go. Or something. I will see it. So guys, just drop your comments in. So that was one of the things that obviously really, really highlighted, and I wanted to share that with you guys as well. Now, another thing that I tell you all the time, and everybody who's watched any of my lives will, or been on any of the previous boot camps will know the quote that I say a lot, which is show people you can help them by actually helping them. What a trick, right? It's a great way to obviously show your expertise before people buy something from you. Now, this doesn't work when people on LinkedIn send you a direct message going, "Hi, nice to meet you, buy my share." Doesn't quite work. Whereas if somebody on LinkedIn approaches you and says, "Hi, Stefan, I saw your profile. I noticed that you've got a hobby on, one of your hobbies is windsurfing. Did you see this latest board that just got released? It's absolutely wicked," or "this really cool sail that's just been released by Starboard or someone." And I'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. Someone's gone out of their way to give me a bit of information that can help me and I'd be interested in. And I'm going to then interact with that person. And they've kind of shown me a bit of help." Now, after that, the conversation might lead on and the guy might say, "Oh, by the way, we do lead generation for digital marketing agencies." "Oh, really? Oh, that sounds cool." And then he might say, "Right, how about I'm going to provide you with the next 10 leads absolutely free to see how you get on. How does that sound?" "Well, that sounds great to me. It's a win-win situation." The guy sends me 10 leads, and let's say we land one client from it. That one client, that guy's shown me how good he is without me having to do anything. He's shown he can help me by actually helping me. What do I do straight after that? I go back to him and go, "Hey, dude, yeah, I'm totally down to buy your product. You can definitely supply me with leads because they were so good the first time." That sort of thing. Show people you can help them by actually helping them. And we do this in many different ways. Now, this webinar is one of them. So you've got the opportunity now to, you can hear me, great. So you've got the opportunity now to kind of ask me questions and I'll answer them for you. I'm here to kind of give you value, hopefully things that you can take away and implement into your business straight away. That is the idea of the webinars like this. We've also got online training and we'll be doing a 5-day challenge that'll be coming up very, very soon, where you can do the 5-day challenge. And if you enjoy everything from the 5-day challenge and you benefit from it and your business benefits from it, then maybe you'll want to join the academy after. So we're going to show you that we can help you by actually helping you. And then if you would like to continue training with us, obviously you can join the academy, which is a paid for service after that. So this is how you can do it. This is how you want to get across to clients. Now, there's lots of different ways. Now, we talk about pillar content a lot. So anybody that's gone through marketing strategies inside the academy, one of the things we talk about is pillar content. Or if you've gone through an agency, you'll also have heard about this. Now, after you've gone through the initial point of kind of looking at the broader audience and targeting that down to get in front of the right people, what we'll find is that we need to create what's called pillar content to get in front of our audience. And the idea of this content is to educate, entertain, and build rapport with those clients and build that trust, because nobody wants to buy from somebody that they don't trust naturally. So that's why we create this kind of content. Now, that pillar content normally is done in many different ways, but one of the ones, my particular favorite, is video. Now, in that video, you'll talk about different things, which might be the USPs of your company, which could be, and I do the same reference every day, people know it's coming, somebody that builds chairs, and you've got Bob that builds the chairs. Now, Bob the builder, don't know where that came from. That was complete coincidence. He builds the chairs, but we want to know more about Bob. We want to know about Bob's family, how long Bob's been doing this, what materials Bob uses, how he chooses those materials. And actually, the more we get to know about him and the product and the kind of behind the scenes stuff, works really well. And actually, when we really like that, then we're going to go, do you know what? I'm going to buy that chair. And do you know what happens at my next dinner party when I've got a brand new set of chairs that have been built by Bob? I'm going to share that story with my friends because we all like a story. It's one of the reasons that fantastic works of art go for so much money. It's because it's got fantastic stories behind the artwork. So try and build in, if anybody's read a book called Building a Story Brand, I spoke about this on the last live. It's a fantastic book and a great way to build stories into what you're doing. Now, that's one example of a story. That's kind of giving the backstory into the business and building a bit of rapport personally that way. Now, you can also educate people about your products and services and why they're so useful to them. And then obviously you can highlight the problems. Now, this is the idea of highlighting the problems, like in the story about Jesse earlier on, is if you've got a product that looks all nice, but also has maybe a safety feature to it as well, which is going to stop the children getting hurt at home or something like that, then make sure you implement that, because actually you might highlight a problem that people don't know that they've got. But once they know they've got it, they're going to be much more inclined to think about buying your product, aren't they? So try and do that. And then the last one is obviously entertain people. Try and make it fun. Try and make it entertaining. I try and make these lives as fun as possible. So obviously you can jump on there and take the piss out of me, which is what most people do on these lives. So that's another opportunity. So remember to start thinking about this kind of pillar content. Now, if you're not comfortable with video, you do not have to do it on video. There are many other ways you can do it. You can do downloadable content, ebooks, this sort of things. Downloadable templates and things like that. So lots of different things that you can give to people that don't necessarily have to be video. 5-day challenges are great. I'm working with quite a lot of clients with 5-day challenges at the minute, off the back of working with Lawrence Gunter, who is featured in my new book, Selling in Your Sleep. If anybody's not bought that yet, you'll see a bit from Lawrence Gunter, who's fantastic at 5-day challenges. And he's got the group on Facebook called the Wi-Fi Warriors, if you want to learn a bit more about creating those 5-day challenges really, really well. So that's another way of doing it. Other things to think about then. This was a really interesting thing. Now, this is going about why people don't take action. Now, lots of people will watch this right now. I don't know who we've got on there exactly. I can't see everybody. I know that we've got Amy. She's getting the kids ready for school, but she'll be watching it later. So when you're watching this on the replay, Amy, you'll see. Now, one of the things that we talk about is taking action. And we've joked about this quite a lot very recently, especially with the release of the book. And it'll be funny to see how many people that watch this have bought the book and haven't read the book. Now, what happens is a lot of us want to take an action, and we'll think of the problem that we've got and we'll say, do you know what, I really, really need some help with my marketing. It's really stressing me out and I'm not taking any action. And then what people will do is buy a book like my book, Selling in Your Sleep. And they'll go, do you know what, I've taken an action now. I've actually gone out of my way. I've spent money and I've taken action to do something to help me with my marketing. And then what they don't do is ever open the bloody book. Right? It's the same with these self-help books. How to Get Rich Quick, The 4-Hour Work Week, all these different books. People buy them because they feel like they've made an action, and then they don't read them. Then when they do read them, if they get to the point of reading them, then they'll read the whole book, potentially the whole book, and then they won't action the points from the book itself. Now, why don't we do this? Now, some of it's because of necessity. We don't feel like we need to do it right now. We've not got absolute certainty that this needs to work. We're kind of a little bit too comfortable. Now, one of the things, and this is good, if there was people in front of me now and I could get you to raise your hand. Now, we're not in a Zoom call, so we can't get people to raise their hand. But anybody watching that can comment or comment on the replay. Just comment now, if you're going to die, right? I think we'll all agree, at some point, we're all going to die. So my second question for you is, have you picked out your headstone? Or your casket, or whatever your funeral kind of thing is, have you picked your headstone? Or where your plot is going to be and where you're going to be buried? Or what kind of coffin you're going to have? Have you all picked that? I'm assuming, because we all know that we're going to die, that we've all done that, right? We absolutely have not done that. No, and why not? It's because it's not an absolute necessity. Well, number one, we don't want to believe that we're going to die. And number two, we don't have an initial need. We don't have we don't need to do that right now, do we? It's not essential. It's not something we need to have done yesterday. We've got plenty of time to get that done, even though who knows what can happen tomorrow. So we don't do these things, and it's because that actual action of taking something, unless it's something that has to be done straight away, we don't do it. People tend to procrastinate a lot. And we talked about procrastination. I was in the 5 a.m. club with Dee Ludlow this morning, and we talked a bit about procrastination. Some fantastic books on that as well, like Eat That Frog. So eat the frog, do the thing that you're putting off for the day, and it will give you energy for the rest of the day to complete the rest of your tasks. So try not to do the procrastination thing and start thinking about these things that you're putting off that you need to get done. Now, I'm not saying go and pick out your headstone tomorrow, but if you know that you need to do something and you go and buy a book to go and learn how to do it, then make sure you take some notes, like highlight bits in the book, and then make sure that you actually have to get them done, right? It's quite key. Next thing then, what else have we got to talk about? There was a really, really cool thing that I'm implementing straight away. I have implemented as of yesterday, started on Monday. No, 2 days ago. See, I've lost track of what day it is. So this is called the 3-minute miracle. Now, hopefully some of you will be familiar with the 3-minute miracle. Now, I don't know where it comes from originally, but obviously I picked it up from what Jesse was saying. Now, the 3-minute miracle was absolutely brilliant. And it's just taking 3 minutes every single day to reach out to someone. You can drop them a voice note, you can drop them a text, a messenger, whatever, a WhatsApp, an email, and just connect with people. Use this 3-minute miracle to do it. Now, in that 3-minute miracle, you're going to do one of 3 things. You're going to compliment, congratulate, or console. This is the 3 things that we do. So if somebody that you know is having a hard time, then message them, try and pick them up, try and maybe give them advice if you're in a position to do that and it's relevant, or just tell them that things are going to get better. Just reach out, and if they need some help, they need some guidance, they need somebody to speak to, it's a great time to do that. In the same way as if someone's had a bit of a win and you've seen on their social media they've done a win, take the time to reach out to congratulate them. The answer to your questions. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something from it. And if nothing else, that 3-minute miracle every day is an absolute winner. Just think about what would you do if you could contact an additional 1,000 people a year? How cool is that? So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. That's it from me. And I will catch up with you all very, 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 very soon. Peace out. See you later.